Minimalism and maximalism. What can you say about these terms in design?
Let's first define them. Like minimalism means designing using the minimal amount of elements. For example, minimalist design is usually simple, has a lot of negative space, and it's clean. Whereas maximalism is the opposite. It involves using a lot of elements, maybe repeating these elements, and usually doesn't have a lot of negative space. Each one has its uses.
But lately we have seen maximalism coming in back to the trend of design.
Yeah.
Which has never been like same for minimalism, where it was here or along the way, from the past and until the present.
Yeah, minimalism has been a standard. Like one of the rules of design is not to go like too crazy or complicated. But yeah, like you said, there's a new trend in web design that's incorporating maximalism. You see like websites with a lot of things going on around in them.
Moving graphics and all.
Maybe like they're doing this to stand out, for example, just to be different from the standard. Or
the boring usual.
Yeah. Because every couple of years, trends change. So this might be a new trend.
Which companies do you think like they can incorporate maximalism in their design? Let's say in UI UX, for example.
Well, in UI and UX, it's not an advised thing to do. But here's where you can incorporate maximalism. For example, if you have something you need to fill up, but you don't have a lot of like graphics or design elements, so you can use new graphics and design elements to fill up the space. Once you fill it up, it becomes considered as maximalism because you filled up this whole space. I'll give you an example of how I used it when I was a university student in design.
Yeah, definitely.
We had to design like, I used it twice actually. One project, we had to design like a greeting card or invitation card for the opening of a candy shop. And I decided to illustrate some different types of candies and like just repeat them all over the invitation card. So I went maximal in this scenario. Another example, we also had to design like a CD cover, album cover. And I chose to do one for my band. So I got a lot of pictures from our concerts and I just made them all small, repeated them, and just added some like color overlays on top of them. So I went maximal, you know? So why I did that was, I guess it was the easy way out for me, instead of, because minimalism is quite harder than maximalism.
It's harder, yeah.
You need to like study how to display it, do it in the proper way, or else it wouldn't look good. Whereas maximalism, whatever you do, you're gonna fill up everything. Of course, you have to do it in a way that makes it look good, but I'd say it's easier then. But minimalism has its uses, like in UI.
Yeah, I know one code that says like it's harder to simplify than it's to complicate.
Oh, nice one, true.
Yeah, I think it implies to anything basically in design, because when you want to refine something and make the people go towards the point straight, it's the hardest thin line you can ever go through.
Yeah, you also know like less is more, which is true. Yeah. And UI design, like complicating the UI would frustrate the user, so that would be bad UX. That's why for UI design and UX design, it's always better to keep it minimal.
Because you're always trying to find quickest solution to the problem, right?
True. Shortest path.
What about collaterals, social media? What do you think about minimalism, maximalism, and this type of area?
I guess both work for social media, because social media is a place that is visual. People are looking at photos, they're looking at animations or videos sometimes as well. So maximalism, I guess it works there, as long as the main message of this social media graphic isn't lost. So even if you go for a maximalist approach, make sure that you have the right hierarchy, informational hierarchy, and the right focal points in your images, in your visuals.
What do you think, like using the grid for maximalism, does it work like minimalism, or there's like a different approach you can take for it?
I mean, you can use the grid, and you can choose not to use the grid if you want to go like very experimental. And
you can go out of the grid sometimes. It creates like catchy, catchy elements. All right.
I guess it gives you more to experiment. You can try going against the standards or the norms. You can experiment more with maximalism.
But some people are afraid of experimenting or going outside the limits.
True.
What can you give like an advice for these people?
It's always, I mean, it never hurts to experiment, because when you experiment, you discover new things, and those new things might actually turn out really good. And at the end of the day, like, whether it's minimalism or maximalism, create something that caters to your taste or your client's taste.
Delivers a specific message that you want to portray towards the audience.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Something that fulfills the purpose that you're designing for.
Amazing.
Let us know what you guys think.
Exactly.
And subscribe to us for more design content. See you.
See you later.